Which of these words are masculine? Which of these words are feminine? Hola! I'm Teacher Sam, your online learning buddy. In this video, we will learn about nouns and articles. Nombres y artículos. What are nouns? Nouns are names of persons, places, things, or events. Just like English, nouns can either be definite or indefinite. In Spanish, however, nouns are divided into two genders, masculine and feminine. Today, we will learn about some basic rules in recognizing which words are which genders. And of course, just like any other languages, there are some exceptions. First, we need to know what are the general rules for masculine nouns. When we see a word ending in O, it is safe to assume that it is probably a masculine word. Ejemplos: el vino, el destino, el libro. However, these are the exceptions. The following are nouns that end in A, but they are masculine nouns. El aroma, el Canada, el clima, el cometa, el cura, el diagrama, el dilema, el diploma, el drama, el día, el enigma, el esquema, el fantasma, el idioma, el mapa, el morfema, el panorama, el planeta, el poema, el problema, el programa, el síntoma, el sistema, el sofá, el tanga, el telegrama, el teorema, el tema, el tranvía, el trauma. If the noun ends in R or L, it's more likely to be masculine than feminine. Ejemplos: el rencor, el atril, el amor, el blancor, el temblor, el calor, el dolor, el pastor. However, these are the exceptions: la flor y la labor. Nouns ending in AJENAN: el traje, el pan. The cardinal and ordinal numbers are masculine. Cardinal numbers. Cardinal numbers is just a fancy name for the regular numbers we know and use, such as uno, dos, and tres, or 1, 2, and 3. We use cardinal numbers in Spanish in the following situations. The cardinal numbers in Spanish are 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 30, 31, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, 800, 900, 1000, 1,000,000. Ordinal numbers. The most commonly used números ordinales in Spanish are numbers 1 to 10. As you will soon see, the numbers after 10 grow in complexity and length, which has undoubtedly persuaded Spanish speakers to use the cardinal numbers between 11 and 1,000,000 much more frequently. Let's start with a list of the numbers 1 to 10 in their ordinal form with these pronunciations: primero, segundo, tercero, cuarto, quinto, sexto, séptimo, octavo, noveno, décimo. It is important to take note that we do not use these ordinal numbers in Spanish exactly the same way that we use them in English. For example, unlike English, we write the days of the month in the cardinal number to specify a date. Example of cardinal number: el 10 de agosto. The only exception is for the first day of the month where we use the ordinal number. Ordinal number for the first day of any month: el primero de abril or el primero de agosto. The use of the ordinal number to denote the first of the month is a general and common rule for Spanish, but it is acceptable only in Spain to use uno instead of primero, el 1 de abril. While cardinal numbers act as adjectives, ordinal numbers act as pronouns, adjectives, and adverbs. So what's the difference between ordinal numbers and cardinal numbers? you will see that the ordinal number ending in O, just like segundo, comes before masculine noun caro, while the ordinal number ending in A, such as quinta, precedes the feminine noun calle. Here is a quick quiz to see if you can fill in the blanks with the correct ordinal number. Time is up, and these are the answers. Do you notice anything strange in the answers? Take a closer look at the ordinal number in the sentence, Me dieron el primer boleto. In our example, it's no mistake that primer is written without the final O. Ordinal numbers primero and tercero both lose the final O when they are in the front of a singular noun. This is the case even if another word is in between, as in el primer gran día. Ejemplos: el primer momento libre, el ganador del tercer lugar. Now give it a try. Which ordinal or cardinal numbers do you need to fill in the following blanks? Time is up. Here are the answers. Here is a list of the most common colors and their translation in Spanish. Rojo, azul, anaranjado, verde, amarillo, morado, rosado, negro, marrón. It is important to note that in Spanish, if you are referencing the word orange, the translation would depend on whether you are talking about the color or the fruit. If you are referencing the color, you would use anaranjado, whereas for the fruit, the word would be naranja. Days of the week: lunes, martes, miércoles, jueves, viernes, sábado, domingo. Here are some important rules and pieces of information that you'll need if you want to start chatting schedules with your Spanish-speaking friends. A couple of other important indifferences that can be noticed is that in Spanish, the days of the week are not capitalized unless they appear at the beginning of the sentence. When talking about the days of the week, the definite article el takes on the meaning on instead of the. When changing the days of the week that end in s to their plural forms, only the article changes. You do not add another s. When talking about the days of the week, we use the verb ser. We will learn more about the verb ser in future lessons, but for now, you can recognize that the conjugation for this verb s means is. Worth noting, while the English short form for the 7 days of the week looks like this, starting at Sunday and ending with Saturday, in Spanish-speaking countries, it goes like this. It starts on lunes and ends on domingo. The months of the year in Spanish, or meses del año, are fairly straightforward words that should be pretty easy to learn with a small amount of effort. So what are these months in Spanish? Words for the months in Spanish are similar in English because of their common heritage. They come from the age of the Roman Empire. So you will notice that all the months sound very similar to their English counterparts. Enero, febrero, marzo, abril, mayo, junio, julio, agosto, septiembre, octubre, noviembre, diciembre. A couple of things you may notice about the months in Spanish. Don't forget the pronunciation of jota in Spanish. So even though the months of the year look quite similar to English in the written form, they can sound very different when spoken. Notice also that the months tend to end in O up to August, and then the last 4 end in E. This is due to the different historical origins of the last 4 months of the year. Names of the months in Spanish are masculine and not normally capitalized. When saying dates in Spanish, the day always comes before the month. This is the case both in spoken and written Spanish. Spanish dates use cardinal numbers instead of ordinal numbers like we often use in English. The structure of a date in full is as follows: el plus número plus de plus month. Ejemplo, el 6 de febrero. Learning how to express the cardinal points in Spanish could be very useful when you are using a map or you wanted to indicate where a place is with respect to another. Here is the list of the cardinal points: norte, noreste, este, sudeste, sur, sudoeste, oeste, noroeste. Other useful words: mapa, brújula, consultar la brújula. Usually nouns related to geography are also masculine: el río, el mar, el océano Atlántico, los lagos, los volcanes, el desierto, el canales, el lago. Some nouns that are professions do not change their ending and only change the article depending on whether it is a female or male we are talking about. Ejemplos: el, la estudiante, el, la atleta, el, la poeta, el, la piloto. Now that you have learned the general rules for masculine nouns, let us study the general rules for feminine nouns. Words ending in a: la silla, la manzana, la mesa, la casa, la amiga. Words ending in cion, sion, and zon: la imitación, la legislación, la canción, la pasión, la razón. However, these are the exceptions: el corazón, el buzón. Words ending in dad and tad: la felicidad, la amistad, la verdad, la sed, la salud. Words ending in ez and triz: la vejez, la actriz. Nouns ending in z: la nariz, la luz, la niñez. However, these are the exceptions: el arroz, el pez, el lápiz, el maíz. The following are feminine nouns that end with e: la calle, la carne, la clase, la leche, la gente, la noche, la nube, la sangre. The following are feminine nouns that end in o: la dinamo, la disco, la foto, la Gestapo, la libido, la magneto, la mano, la moto, la polio, la porno, la radio. These words are shortened form words that do end in discoteca, fotografía, motocicleta, pornografía, and radiodifusión. Words ending in TUD and UMBRE: la multitud, la incertidumbre, la actitud. The letters of the alphabet are also all feminine and should take a feminine article: la B, la O, la Ñ. The following are animals with two different forms. Now that you have learned the general rules for feminine nouns, let us study the number of nouns. Número del nombre. Nouns ending in a vowel add s to form the plural. Ejemplos: libro, libros, casa, casas. Rule number 2. Nouns ending in a consonant add es. Ejemplos: papel, papeles, mujer, mujeres. Rule number 3. Nouns ending in z change z to c and add es. Ejemplos: lápiz, lápices, cáliz, cálices. Now that we're done with nouns, let's proceed with the article. El artículo: un, una, unos, unas. El, la, los, las. Do you want to know when and how to use them? Then continue watching this video. Articles agree in gender and numbers with the nouns they modify and are placed before these nouns. Definite article has 4 forms. El artículo indeterminado. To modify a singular masculine noun, use un. Ejemplo, un libro, a book. To modify a singular feminine noun, use una. Ejemplo, una casa, a house. To modify a plural masculine noun, use unos. Ejemplo, unos libros, some books. And to modify a plural feminine noun, use unas. Ejemplo, unas manzanas, some apples. El artículo determinado. To modify a singular masculine noun, use el. Ejemplo, el hombre, the man. To modify a singular feminine noun, use la. Ejemplo, la casa, the house. To modify a plural masculine noun, use los. Ejemplo, los hombres, the men. And to modify a plural feminine noun, use las. Ejemplo, las casas, the houses. Contracciones. The contractions are al means to the, del means of the.
It also means from the.
Notice that L is the definite article used before a masculine singular noun. Therefore, these contractions are used before a masculine singular noun. Ejemplos: al muchacho, to the boy; al hombre, to the man; a los muchachos, to the boys; a los hombres, to the men; del muchacho, of the boy, from the boy; del hombre, of the man, from the man; de los muchachos, of the boys, from the boys; de los hombres, of the men, from the men; a la muchacha, to the girl; a la mujer, to the woman; a las muchachas, to the girls; a las mujeres, to the women; de la muchacha, of the girl, from the girl; de la mujer, of the woman, from the woman; de las muchachas, of the girls, from the girls; de las mujeres, of the women, from the women.
There you have it, e-learners. I hope you learned something from this video. If you're new in this channel, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell for more upcoming videos. See you in my next video. Happy e-learning!